Alrighty, here we go. Hey there, everybody. It's the Nasty One here again, and welcome back to the next episode of the Dive Bombers franchise rebuild here in Super Mega Baseball 4. We're in year number 2 here, in control of the Dive Bombers organization, and year number 8 in total of the Green Nachos League, which we'll be wrapping up today with the off-season. Today we'll be making some decisions about the future of this roster and trying to improve upon our second straight 8-16 season, which is back-to-back the worst seasons in our franchise's history. I've started you off here on the economy screen because I've actually off-screen already gone through the player re-signing phase. I wanted to show you how much money we have left over going into it. We have $69.1 million to spend on the free agents. What have we done? Well, first things first, let's go ahead and look at the playoff bracket to give you a refresher of what happened at the end of the last episode. So we watched as the Bards and Thumpers made the playoffs from our division. We watched the Bards sweep the Thumpers in the first round. The Bionics beat the Trackers in 3. On the other side, the Furry Flyers made the playoffs again, our other old club. They swept the Champs. And then the Gold Coats, the other team that coming into this series had never made a playoff berth, made their second straight playoff appearance and made it to the semifinals. There they got swept by the Flyers in 2. The Bionics swept the Bards. And then the Bionics beat the Flyers in a best-of-3 series, winning the final 2-1. After dropping the first game 6-0, they rallied with the reverse sweep to win 3-1 and 10-2, capturing the first title in Bionics team history. So with that out of the way, we are coming off our second straight 8-16 season. So the Dive Bombers not doing so well here. Let's have a look at what decisions have been made here as we get ready to jump into the offseason. Here's a quick look at the best available players real quick. Easton Osborne is once again a free agent as he was released by the Toucans. Camden Lozano, Davis David, Double D, Juliet Hoover, Zariah Tapia, and Marvin Simpson, the closer. So I have made a few decisions off screen, and here's what we've gone with. We have decided to release Swing Mustard as due to his lack of production last season, dropping mightily from 264 to 221, and just not really contributing much to the team anymore with a weak defensive arm. It's time to move on from the veteran catcher who's been a mainstay in these series coming over from the Flyers. Gage Cano was re-signed as the backup catcher. He got a little bit of a pay bump up to $5.5 million. He was making like $4 million last season. Albert Murphy got a pay bump up to $10.7 after being one of our offensive leaders last year, hitting over 300. Following that, we released young first baseman Theo Carroll, who was just a mid-season signing. Heather Mann was re-signed at second base. Lupine McKay surprisingly retook his offer of 4.4. It was a 46% chance that he would sign, and he actually decided to sign it after only hitting a $186 last season. He's got something to prove before he gets that big payday. Stanley Vu re-signs at third base. Emmett Stout re-signs at shortstop. Hoots Love, the veteran backup shortstop who we brought in as a mid-season signing, was released. Rookie Garlic Simmons, who was our best performing rookie last season, was re-signed easily. Thomas Guzman was decided to let go of him as the veteran center fielder was unhappy with his loyalty being in near the bottom, and also although he did hit respectably, I think it's time to move on in center field, maybe get a center fielder that doesn't have noodle arm, just a thought. Also, he's going to be 33. He is 33, so yeah, he's hitting the regression area. He's not going to get much better. Let's cash in on him now. Salvador Pruitt, he's got a make-or-break season coming up. He wanted more money, but we didn't offer it to him, and he knew he needs to do better than hitting 256, so got to earn that big contract there, buddy. Chase Floyd re-signed as the backup outfielder, still making $3.4 million. Kat Floral got a little bit of a pay bump from $19 million to $21.3 if she wanted to return as the ace of the club, and we frankly didn't want to get rid of her at the current moment. Bryson Thicket got a little bit of a pay bump up to $13.1 million. Despite not having a stellar rookie season, the potential for him is there, and if I want to keep him, I had to pay him, so we chose to pay him. Kelly Butters wisely did not ask for any more money, so she is coming off a horrible rookie season with an ERA over 8. So she wisely did not demand more money and wanted to prove it. Evergreen Roca, who was a mid-season signing, was cut. Burnt Dupree is returning for the long relief option in the bullpen. Leon Lowry returns once again. Narciso Reynolds is back. Lubbock Sosa is also back. And we did release mid-season signing reliever Mateo Diaz, who has turned into age 38, despite having a respectable season. So as of right now, what we have is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 openings on the roster, and I think, and potentially we are going to move on from Emmett Stout, the veteran shortstop, as he is 32, and he's going to continue to regress. I think that's all I have written down for roster moves that I wanted to make. I also went through the free agent pool and starred a couple players. I wanted to show them off to you here before we jump into it. I do have Easton Osborne signed here. I'm not going to be going after him. We don't have that kind of money. I just want to see where he ends up, and hopefully it's not in our division once again. Looking at potential catchers, we have Banjo Crosby, one of the veterans. Well, Despot at age 30, who's also a first baseman and outfielder. That'd be pretty cool. Baca Island, another veteran catcher. We have Alberto Donovan, who's kind of in the same boat as Swing. He's got a great fielder, but he can't throw very well, but he has discipline traits. Adelina Tucker, another veteran catcher at 34. Shane Cruz, former Thumpers captain, is available as well. And Clayton Dunlap, who is a veteran catching option as well. We also have rookie catcher Wade Sportsman here highlighted. We could go that direction and bring him in, which would make Gage Cano the primary catcher. And Wade Sportsman is actually built down the same tree as Gage Cano, where he is a questionable fielder at times, but he has a good arm. We'll see what we want to do moving forward. Moving down the list, going over to, I believe this is backup first base, I have Dana Hodges highlighted as a potential replacement for Theo Carroll's spot on the roster. She won't be as cheap as he was, but, you know, with utility as an option in the outfield, kind of caught my eye. She's a good fielder already. She's got the distractor trait. She's got really good speed. She's more of a pinch run option. So also with that weak arm, could be a good first base option. Moving down the list, we have a couple second basemen highlighted here as bench options. We have Ronald Appleseed, who can play the entire infield. He's also scholarly with sprinter. Xander Ramos, veteran middle infield option with scholarly and big hack. And Eden Klippenstein, a former Thumper bench infielder. She can play the entire infield, has pinch perfect and magic hands. Good old Eden. Moving down the list, I have a couple starting shortstops starred. We have Smash Lafayette, who's the best available option at 29. He'd have fastball hitter and bad ball hitter. He's also a scholarly player. Mariam Martinelli, the veteran shortstop, who we played against from the Toucans last year. She has tough out still. Still a really, really solid defensive option. She's not great on offense, though. Garius Huffman, he is fastball hitter. He's very well-rounded. He has a really great arm there at shortstop as well, so we know we won't be skimping out on that part. I don't have him start, actually. Muhammad Mirthright, he's 28 years old. I believe it's in his third season here in the league, if I remember correctly. Oh, no, this is going to be his second season. He was a rookie last year. He had a good couple of appearances for the Riddles last year, but he didn't really do much at the end of all things. Still, he's a decent option. I don't know if he's starting caliber. And then moving to outfield, I think I was looking at bench outfield options to replace Chase Floyd. We have Mimi Nava, who's potential... She can play the corner outfield. She's already a good fielder, decent arm as well, slightly above average, good speed, and good contact hitting as well. Easton Osborne I have starred. I also have Catalina Beal. She is a potential replacement for Thomas Guzman. She does have choker, which is pesky, but she's a really well-rounded prospect, and I wanted to highlight her. I think she's one of my favorites, probably the one I'm most excited about. We have veteran option Keegan York, who could be a potential starter as well, though the whiffer trade is concerning. And there's also Buck Larson, 19-year-old rookie, as a fallback option in case we miss out on Beal. And then there's a rookie bench option, Lennox Dakota. And then that's it. I didn't like any of the right field options, although interesting, both Lou brothers are free agents. Gene and Arnold are being in the free agent pool. Moving to pitching, we don't have a lot to sign for over on this side as we're looking to get a starter and a closer. But there is Derek Stevens. He is testing from the Flyers, so I'm interested to see where he goes. I think with how good our pitching rotation is, we don't necessarily need someone of his caliber. Skylar Maynard was interesting for me. He popped off the page for me. Johnny Guerra, the veteran, disciplined pitcher. Ruben Gordon, a nice 23-year-old option there for the rotation. He'd have walk-prone and pick officer. Philip McForsham, I believe that's how you say that. He would have the elite curveball trait. And he's kind of the opposite build of Butters and Thicket, where he doesn't have great velocity, where they do, but he has good junk. and he has good accuracy, something they don't have. Neither of them have good accuracy. Then also further down the list, we have rookie left-handed specialist Larry Dunlap. Actually, he'd be in his third year. He was one of the pitchers for the Flyers, so he hasn't really developed despite a good rookie year. His second year was horrible. Interesting. All right, and then moving down further on the list, we have Adeline Fontina. She is a rookie option. Felix Snell, another rookie option. And then we have Aldo Cooker and Isla Perkins. A couple veterans here at the bottom of the list. And then moving into the bullpen, I wanted to point this one out. Probably not going to sign him. This is Justin Radical, long reliever. He is the younger brother of starter Sawyer Radical, former Thumper. It'll be his first year in the league. And then moving down the list, we have I. Garrison, who would have elite four-seamer and clutch. Jamison Mitchell, 25-year-old reliever with elite four-seamer. Kerwin Reed is again available in the free agent pool. We have veteran Tyler Tang, who he's an OG thumper. And then Vern Wang, another option with reverse splits here, a right-hander. And I think that's it, actually. Oh, no, Caden Marquez, reverse splits and crafty as a right-hander. And then there's also Hannah Butters, who would have rally stopper, but is another crafty pitcher. So a couple options here in the free agent pool. We're going to go ahead and sim through the first couple of rounds here, try to, move along. Oh, I forgot to show retirements. Eden Barnett retired from the Night Bats, the utility player. Marigold Longstop, former Flyers pitcher. She retires at age 36. And two-way player who I was looking at to sign for a few years but never decided to pull the trigger on. Jamari Dozenrolls also retires. All right, first round. I don't think anybody signed. They did not. Okay, so we'll sim the first couple of rounds here. Do like the first 10. We're going to move quickly through this offseason because really there isn't a lot we're going to do to this team. It's just what chemistry are we going to go down is the thing I was looking at. And I saw a lot of disciplined and scholarly players, and our trait total was starting to line up more with discipline, so I think we're going to go down that path to see if that is what will make this team successful. Because we've done crafty the last 2 seasons. It hasn't worked. It's time to change things up, considering how bad we are. Smash Lafayette is the first person to fall off the list. He goes in round 7 as the Beasts go ahead and snatch him. Furry Flyers also make a move. They bring in Stump Cervantes. Good luck. You're going to need it. Round 7 is done. No one's there. Round 8, we do see Easton Osborne go. He's going to the Bionics. He's still in conference, but thankfully he's not in our division, so I'm happy with that. Round 9, we don't see anybody go. And then finally round 10. We see Double D, Davis David. He goes to the Below Zero, so he has jumped conferences. He was originally from the Nocturnals. And that's it. Okay, so only lost 2 people off our list, Osborne and Lafayette. Which Osborne I wasn't seriously considering as a signing, so that's pretty cool. All right, so catchers, what are we looking at? So thankfully, the good news is most of these are veteran catchers in this list. There actually wasn't a whole lot of rookie options that I could look at that I was impressed by. So we can just hone in on what we want, and we know they're not going to go right at their price point because they're all a little bit older. So we can go a few more rounds on these guys. Same with Sportsman. He is in no danger of signing. I'm heavily considering going after him and just letting Gage Cano be the primary. Going down the list, Dana Hodges still has a few more rounds on her. Same with these bench options down here. Xander Ramos is available to be signed as a potential bench option. Eden Klippenstein still has a few more rounds on her. Martinelli and Huffman, they are $1 million above their price point, so we're good on them. Yeah, I like Brian Smile. He's a really good player who plays against me. He plays against me very well, but the Butterfinger straight there at shortstop really does scare me. That's why he's not an option. Cannon arm would be amazing, though, to make up for it. Scrolling down the list, I'm not seeing too many people near their price point here on the offensive side of things, so I think we're good. Catalina Bio is 0.9 above hers, though, so that scares me. I'll probably go maybe 1, at max 2 more rounds on her, probably just 1, just to see where she's at after round 10, round 11. And then we can go ahead and make our decision there. And moving to pitching. 0.6, 0.7, 0.1, 0.9. A lot of these guys are still well above their price point. Dunlap is the closest, actually, at 0.3, but he's lower overall. Cooker and Perkins are both below theirs because they were free agents before the end of last season. And then they're at the bottom of my list of options. Justin Radical still 0.7 above his ratings. Garrison and Mitchell, Reed and Tang. Reed is closest at 0.5. Yeah, so we can go like 1 or 2 more rounds on these guys before we have to comfortably make any moves. All right, Zariah Tapia, top starter, goes to the Knights. Dolly McRibbons to the Bionics. She was one of the top long relievers. Camden Lozano goes to the Leather Wings. Kansas Figueroa, starter, top line, goes to the Champs. Bobby Shelton goes to the Gold Coats. So he is going cross-conference. Marvin Simpson, top closer, goes to the Champs. Juliette Hoover, our former long reliever, goes to the Swampers. Sonny Boone got picked up by the Thumpers to be in their rotation. All right, let's see how Beal is doing. I think it might be time to go pick her up. 13.9. She's 0.6 above. This is a toss-up for me. But I think in the long run, this one's probably going to be the wise choice. So I think we're going to pay the big bucks. We're going to get Catalina Beal, which is going to boost our Scott. This is going to replace Thomas Guzman on the roster. He was a scholarly player, so that's going to fill that gap there, kind of keep us right now at tier 2. All right, so she's on the list. That's a big signing for us out there in center field. I like how well-rounded she is. Choker is a bit of a hassle, yes, but she is very young. She could develop it off of her, or we could buy something to get rid of it. We do have a lot of PDO saved up, so that's a really big signing I wanted to make. All right, I think everyone else, I think we're good. These are all point like 4, 3. Yeah, we can go comfortably another round on these guys. Definitely. For sure. All right, so then we don't need Keegan York. We don't need Buck Larson either. I'm getting a phone call. Great. Alright, sorry about that, guys. Let's speed run this. We don't need the starting center field options anymore with the Herm off the list. Baby. And with that signing, I don't think we should go after like these high-level guys anymore. I think we should focus more so on like mid-range to lower-range guys, just to like, you know, spread out the money that we're spending. We don't want to spend too much because we want to have something left over for our development funds at the end of the day. So I think that's a good call there. Justin Radical I'll leave on the list. I'm not planning to sign him, but I want to see where he gets picked up. Oh my god, child. Alright, so let's go to the next round. It's okay, honey. Come on. Alright, so we do see shortstop Madden Shaw get signed, another high-level guy. Couldn't really afford him either. Got Derek Stevens goes to the Tramplers after that round. Kareem Newton, long reliever, I believe. Yep, goes to the Thumpers. Rebecca Radical, top-level starter, former Beast Ace, going to the Riddles. See Anaya Schmidt, top-level second baseman, go to the Tramplers. Honey, it's okay. Calm down, honey. It's okay. It's okay, honey. I know. You want your daddy. I know. You want daddy. It's okay. Honey, please. It's okay. Calm down. Everything's all right, honey. Everything is all right. Okay. It's okay. All right, looking at the catching position. Looks like, honey, please. Daddy just wants to finish this up real quick, okay? Daddy's trying. I don't know going down the sportsman path is the right choice. He is intriguing, but at the same time, he's going to be really, really low rated, and that means that in the sim, when we do our simming aspect of this season, it's going to rely heavily on Gage Cano, and he's probably going to end up playing 3 or 4 games in a row, non-stop, and we'll see sportsman, once every 5th or 6th game. That could be a bit of a problem, you know, for the rest factor, but it's kind of understandable, all things considered, unless, like, Sportsman goes on a really big, massive run or something. Moving down the list, well, Despot does intrigue me. Veteran option at 10.8 on the bottom end, but I think we want to spend less than $10 million here. I really think Gage Cano has a bright future here with the organization. I think he's going to be the starter moving forward. The only question is, who do we go get? Do we go get Shane Cruz? I mean, I would love a reunion with big old Shane. He has the nostalgia factor for me. And if that's the case, I think we can go another round on these guys. There's no rush to sign any of them. Down the list here, Dana Hodges is almost at her price point. We can be a little more weightable on her. Klippenstein is at her price now. I do like Eden. I think she's going to be a good bench option for us. And I really think I'm going to choose her over guys like Appleseed, who's going to want $8 million as a bench role. That's kind of a little too much. Xander Ramos, although he is 30, he does have big hack. I kind of like Klippenstein for those discipline traits, which I think is the route we're going to build down moving forward. So I'm going to go ahead and bring her in here for $5 million. And she's going to replace Hoots Love here on the roster. So that was a nice cheap signing there. Welcome back, Eden. Pinkett from the Thumpers run is back in the organization. Reunited with us. Down the list here at shortstop, I think Garius Huffman is going to win out here over Mario Martinelli. I again think we can go one more round on them, so I will go ahead and risk it. Mimi Nava's almost at her price point for a bench outfield option. Lennox Dakota is at her price point, basically. she'd be basically filling the same role as Chase Floyd. She's just a little bit younger, and Floyd can play the entire outfield and infield. But with the signings we've been making in the infield this offseason, it kind of makes his position flexibility down there kind of redundant, especially with Stanley Vu, who's already a utility player, and with Lupine McKay, who can also play the entire infield. We kind of just need to focus on the outfield aspect of that. 0.3 on these guys here in the pitching, so we're probably going to go another round on these guys as well, just to see what we can get with them. Same thing down here. Yep. Okay, we can go another round on them. Alright, so we go get Klippenstein. We see Serena Roca, top left fielder. She gets picked up by the Tramplers. Nellie Strickland gets picked up by the Riddles. Kason Ross goes to the Beasts. Skylar Maynard goes to the Bards. That is Brittany Maynard's younger brother. Carmelo Hatmore to the Gold Coats. We also see Chase Charles to the Riddles. Colin Reeves to the Nocturnals. CT Hogwash to the Gold Coats. We see Lloyd Hart go to the Riddles, replacing Jace Bale. Liliana Banks goes to the Swampers. Charper Sardi goes to the Trackers. He's going to be their new right fielder. Kason Tirehead, solid name. He's going to be the new third baseman for the Bionics. Nice young guy there. Mark Burnswell go to the Champs, long reliever. Alina Rodriguez to the Tramplers as well. Edward Freeman to the Riddles. Hex Cologne to the Riddles. And Swing Mustard gets picked up by the Trackers. Congratulations, Swing. Hopefully you can do better with the Trackers, and thank God you're not in our division. See, as predicted, all of those veteran catchers, they did not get signed. I figured they wouldn't until they hit their price points at the very earliest. Right now, who's open on the roster? Right now, that's Carol. 1 competitive. We're down to 3. 2 competitive. We're actually at 2. We do need to sign 1. We're down another Crafty player and another Scholarly player. So we're actually only at 2 Scholarly players as of right now. So we do need to sign 1 more Scholarly player to keep our Scholarly traits at Tier 2. But I was thinking about it, and we don't really need it. I mean, utility doesn't really change that much from level 1 to 2. And the other one is Little Hack on Murphy, and he's already a really good contact hitter to begin with. So kind of redundant. Yeah, like Murphy's already got a great contact already. Sacrificing more of his power is not going to kill him. So yeah, he's already a really great hitter to begin with. So I think he can survive with his Little Hack at Tier 1, Tier 2. It's the Sprinter. We're probably looking to get rid of Chase Floyd, so his Sprinter trait is not worried about. Heather Mann's First Pitch Prayer at Tier 3 is a bit of a bummer, but we can work around that. K Collectors at Tier 1 for Floral and Butters. I think we kind of want to get them at Tier 2. Yeah, I think we want to get them at Tier 2. I think we want 1 competitive player on the roster. And then the rest we can do whatever we want with, basically. Oh, and then we're looking to replace Emmett Stout. What is he? Emmett is disciplined. Okay, so he's redundant. Okay. Perfect. Yeah, I think we're going to go another round on all these catchers. Then moving down the list here at left field, Mimi Nava. I think we can go another round on her for sure. And Lennox Dakota, we can definitely go another round on her. I'm torn between Dakota and Nava. I like Dakota for her playability. And as a bench player, she's not going to see the field too often, so that makes sense to go get her. Mimi Nava, she has good contacting, so she could be actually used as a pinch hitter. And she could be a pinch runner and a fielder, but she can't play all the outfield positions. And I'd like to have someone else who can play center field on the roster. So I think actually Lennox Dakota is going to win out and get signed here over her. I just want to get her down to Chase Floyd's numbers of 3-4 so we don't end up spending any money. So we're going to risk another round on them. All right, and in pitching rotation, McFord, they're at 0.1. Dunlap is below his range. All right, we can go another round on these guys as well. Justin Radical is now at his point, so I expect him to get signed here. Garrison and Mitchell are both here. All right, we'll see how we want to go with this. Let's go another round. All right, so there goes Philip McForsham, the rookie starting pitcher. He got picked up by the Nocturnals. Benetti goes to the Below Zeros. Flutter Khan, Pax Martinelli. Miriam's younger brother, Neville Roth. I forgot to get the shortstop. Xander Kerr goes to the Thumpers. Walt Despot got signed, so did Banjo Crosby. Foxgood goes to the Bionics. Caleb Solomon, Raymond McLongthrop, Jamison Mitchell, and Kerwin Reed, the two relievers we were looking at, are gone. Hefty Elliott's going to the Bionics. He replaces Burnt Majors. Theo Carroll goes to the Bionics. They also get Malachi Zhang. Baca Island got picked up by the Tramplers. Reuben Gordon got picked up by the Gold Coats. Davis Frigate got picked up by the Bards. Okay. So we got really lucky that we didn't lose out on either of the shortstops because I definitely skimmed right over them and missed them. They're both going to be discounts. I'm going to go ahead and pick Huffman for the youth factor. So we're going to bring him in and replace Emmett Stout. This move's only going to cost us $1 million, and it doesn't change the chemistry. We'll get fastball hitter. We'll lose magic hands. That's fine. Especially since Stout is no longer a utility option. Hey, One Boy, welcome in, buddy. Welcome in. Nice to see you again. Hopefully your day's been well. Really, we're just looking to beef up the roster. I went ahead. We're looking probably to go down the discipline route now because we tried Crafty the last 2 years. It didn't work. We managed to re-sign most of the guys we wanted to keep. We let go of Swing, so we still need a catcher. We let go of bench option Theo Carroll. He wasn't that too impressive. We upgraded our shortstop position for a younger Garius Huffman over Emmett Stout. We brought in Klippenstein to be the bench infield option, replacing Hoots Love. We have a new starting center fielder in Catalina Beal. She's going to be replacing Thomas Guzman. We're looking for one more starter and one more reliever. I think the rest of our pitching staff is pretty solid. Got a lot of youth on its side, and it's going to develop really well. So, Choker. Yeah, I'm taking that risk at Tier 2 Choker. I'm going for it. I think the well-roundedness of her ratings. You would never see me take Choker. You are right, but I like the well-roundedness of her and the fact that she's 21. I think she can get rid of Choker. I think she's going to get rid of it. That's what I'm hoping for. All right, so we don't want to go down the same path as Swing, which was for catcher. We don't want a guy who can field really well but can't throw. That is Alberto Donovan. He's out. Adelina Tucker would be nice, veteran option. Let Gage Cano continue to develop behind her, and he'll pass her up sooner rather than later. She's a good power hitter. Ace Exterminator would only be at Tier 1, so that's not as enticing. Shane Cruz. Hey, BBD, welcome back, buddy. Nice to see you again, as always. Does One Boy have a really high school diploma and can't spell Choker? I just ended a critical thinking class. I'm fried. I'm doing all right, BBD. Thanks for checking in, man. Nice to see you again. Hopefully your day's been going well. I'm doing all right. Got the baby to stop crying. Got to get the other one to wake up here shortly to end his nap. Hey. Now. I'm thinking about Sportsman, though. He's becoming more and more enticing, which would make Cano the primary starter. What did they do to Shane? They added RBI 0. He had Whiffer already. And he hasn't really regressed much. He never really became a fielder. He always had a great arm. He's always been a good hitter. Not a lot of difference. It's just the one trait. That's all they added to him. Honestly, he's really enticing, too. Like, I know he's going to be really cheap because the CPU doesn't like negative traits. Dana Hodges is still an option. I'm leaning away from her, I think, now. Let's see here. I think we're good. We just did shortstop. Lennox Dakota, 3-5. You know what? I'll give you 3-5. I'll take that, Lennox. Should be the bench option over Chase Floyd. This will get us closer to that discipline trait we were looking for. 48.5, so we only spent $100,000 on her, so we have a bench outfielder. And getting her, we don't need Dana Hodges anymore, so we can move that one off the list. Do I, however, need another infield option? I don't think so. Maeve Turtles would be nice. Who do we have that can play third base besides Murphy? Because Murphy more than likely is going to be at third. We do need a first baseman. Stanley Vu can play first base with that weak arm. Lupine McKay is also a great first base option. That's really all he's good for, which is why I wanted Klippenstein as well, because she can play all the infield positions with 64 arm, whereas McKay only has 5 arm. He's kind of limited to playing first base or second base. So it kind of cuts his playability in half there. How about pitching? What are we looking at down there? What we got? All right, so we lost all of our high-level guys we were looking at that I was interested in. Unfortunately, they all got signed like right at their price point, which is weird. That normally almost never happens. Guess I had that teed up wrong. Larry Dunlap is an option here, specialist and elite changeup, but he has no accuracy, and that's what's scaring me away from him because Butters and Thicket have that same build, and it didn't work for them this past season, so I don't want to do that again. Fontina, Felix Snell, he has decent accuracy to begin with, and good velocity as well. Fontina would get us closer with discipline. She's very well-rounded across the board. 4 pitches for her, 4 pitches for Snell. Cooker, I'm not a fan. Falls behind would be a tier 3. Isla Perkins with clutch, only a tier 2, not loving it. Let me look through these veteran options again, see if any of them intrigue me. Johnny Guerra is 34, that scares me. Elite 4-seamer would be a tier 1. Jameson Lester, Metalhead, Horace Peacock, he is an option. 9 million, that was a little old for a 37-year-old. I think that's a bit much. Gunnar Malone, no, not loving that age, 34. Dismal, hey, Elder. Wild Thing, nah. Jaden Mayer, I didn't like him in the first go-around. I don't like him now. Vic Kerr, crossed up. That'd be a tier 3. What are you guys thinking? Fontina or Snell? It's going to be the same kind of pitcher regardless. Do we go down the discipline route, or do we ensure that Scholarly gets to tier 2? Either way, we're getting 4 pitches. 1 fastball for Snell. Fontina has 2. Both are B minuses. What else am I signing? Let me see. Relievers, we did lose quite a bit as well. We do have Marquez, who's crafty. Vern Wang is scholarly. We could sign him, which would guarantee the scholarly trade as well. Tyler Tang is an option. And then Garrison. I kind of like Garrison, just because she survived that whole clusterfuck of signings. Tyler Tang, okay. I don't know anymore what I want to do with my life. And we do still need to sign 1 competitive player, too. Darn it. This is where we're getting caught up here. Just kind of hoping this would keep rolling. Well, if we go get Dana Hodgins, that would take care of the scholarly trait for me, and that's fine. Yeah, let's get Dana Hodgins. A little bit of an upgrade there at bench first base, but that's fine with me. I don't mind. All right. Let's see. Nava, I don't need anymore because we went out and got the bench in outfielder. Let's see, so starters then, we don't need to worry about the scholarly traits. That's guaranteed to be a tier 2. Dunlap, doesn't intrigue me enough to go get the spirited player. Fontina, I kind of like Fontina, and we want to get that discipline trait, so let's go ahead and get her. She is at least well-rounded with everything lining up pretty evenly, so we can get her. She'll be a cheap number 4. Bit of an Evergreen Roca upgrade there at the 4th slot. Still coming in at cool 40 mil. So now we need at least 1 more. What's left? What do we have left to sign? Catcher, which means we're down 1 competitive to tier 1. And 1 reliever. Okay. So one of them has to be disciplined. And the other one has to be competitive. Okay. At least we're doing a really well job of like balancing out all the chemistries, so that's pretty good. That's going to be great for my OCD. Awesome. So what do we have? So Sportsman would be great for Disciplined. Dunlap is out, and Cruz is unfortunately out. So we have Tucker. So we have one competitive choice here, which would have Tier 2 Ace Exterminator. And then relievers. Okay, Garrison, Scholarly, not an option. Tang would be Disciplined. Vern Wang is Scholarly. I like Vern, but no. Marquez is Crafty. He doesn't offer me anything anymore. Hannah Butters is Crafty again. Nice young option with Rally Stopper. That'd be pretty cool, but not what I'm looking for. I think Tyler Tang. And you got 40 mil is crazy. I know, right? We did a really good job of not blowing money this time around. I like Tyler. I think he's going to be suitable. Bring the veteran back in. I know I haven't used you in a while, Tyler. Let's see if you've gotten any better. So if we bring him in, that'll put Discipline to Tier 3 for us. And then catchers, I do like how it goes default to that. I do like Wade Sportsman. I think he'd be great with those Tier 3 traits at bench. But I think we want Adelina Tucker here, get the bang for our buck, and let Gage Cano develop another year on the bench. Plus, it'll keep all our chemistries at Tier 2 or higher, and we already got our goal of getting Discipline to Tier 3. So Tucker is the option, is the call here. Plus, we save a whole bunch of money. So we're ending the offseason with $27.2 million. That is still over $1 million a game right now. That's wild. Sportsman is still out there. I'll see if he gets signed. If he doesn't, maybe I get him at the end of the year, end of the free agent pool, and we save a whole bunch more money. We'll see. I think he's the only one I'm willing to continue to follow. Oh, did a Radical get signed? He did not. Justin Radical's out here. Wanted to point him out again. Younger brother of Sawyer Radical, former Thumper starter. With this flexibility, could we sign him for Burnt Dupree? Dupree is crafty. Volatile is a horrible trait, and now at Tier 3 makes it even more dangerous. And we'll still keep everything at Tier 2 or higher. You know what? I don't like Volatile as a trait. What's your spaghetti policy here? Hey, John, well, welcome in, buddy. Welcome in. Nice to see you again. Extra sauce, extra meat. I think that's a great way to do it. Yeah, if we get rid of Dupree, I mean, Dupree pitched decently for us, but at the same time, I don't like Tier 3. I don't like Tier 3 Volatile. I hate Volatile. It's a horrible trait. And I'm mad that I'm putting Tier 3 Volatile on Pruitt, but there's no better option in right field, so I'm fine with it there. But Burnt on a reliever, absolutely no. And Dupree wasn't anything special last year, so let's go get Radical. I want to continue the Radical family tree. We had his older brother. Now it's time for the younger brother in his rookie year to come in. And this will actually make our bullpen slightly better. We'll finish with $26.1 million, and we will still have every chemistry at Tier 2 and still over $1 million in surplus every game. That's wild. I can't believe they're letting me do this. All right. Gaines, Wallace, Mullins, Dalton, Dakota, Bates, Mullins, Witness, South, Velasquez, Potter, Lester, Garrison. She goes to the Bards. Okay, so we'll get to see her 3 times a year. Gene Liu is actually going to the Toucans. That is the better rated Liu brother. Ralph Oldman to the Thumpers. Vern Wang will go to the Night Bats. He returns there. Raylan Haley goes to the Bottlenoses. Good luck. You're going to need it. Rosario, Buck Larson, rookie center fielder, goes to the Bards. So that'll be an interesting one to see how he does. Trespass Bear to the Bottlenoses. Rosas. Thomas Guzman's going to the Riddles, so he's in the other conference. Camden Stark, Delmar Guerra, the young catcher, to the Nocturnals. Cannon Wright, Muhammad Navarro. Brian Smile will be the Toucan shortstop. Okay, Cowie Hackett's going to the Toucans. Oh, great. They're winding up again. Spending the money. Max Burke, Luther Coleman, Alberto Donovan goes to the Trackers. Barrett goes to the Toucans. Arnold Liu is going to the Night Bats, so the Liu brothers have been separated. De Leon, Dunlap, Butterman, Compton, Marquez. Marquez went to the Nocturnals. O'Brien. We got Herschel, Aguirre, Happy Samplemore going to the Swampers, replacing Blake Dastardly, Munster, Kramer, Gray, Peacock, Hang Anderson, Appleseed, Guerra, Cohen, Special, Stone, and Chucky Daniel to the Night Bats. Anyone interesting? Keegan York, he goes to the Nocturnal, so he's leaving the Toucans. Lonzo Maria Martinelli's going to the Beast. She's also leaving the Toucans. Stevenson to the Bottlenoses. Okay. But that means she also left the Toucans. Okay. Van Hensen, Taverna, Butters. Oh, Ricky Butters. Where's she going? Bird Lizard. So we'll get to see her a few times a year, too. I'm intrigued to see how she develops. Pip Mile. We've got Hesto Prince. Got replaced by Raven Conrad on the Champs, our former third baseman. Carmelo Hernandez to the Champs. Mimi Nava to the Bottlenoses, rookie outfielder. We'll see how she develops. Veteran Drake Graham to the Bird Lizards, so we'll get to see Drake again. Dismal to the Champs. Mirthright to the Bird Lizards as well. Blaine Steele. Gare Todd. We got Xander Ramos to the Bottlenoses. Forrest Dapper's going to the Thumpers. Hello, Forrest. Stump Duran to the Thumpers as well. Marsh, Valencia, and Scottish. Vic Kerr to the Leatherwings, so he's going out of conference. And Shane Cruz is now the catcher for the Bird Lizards. We'll get to see him a couple times a year. All right, Shane-O. Shane O'Mac. Jaden Mayer to the Riddles, replacing Orbit Ross. Anyone interesting out here in the free agent pool that I want to look at? Felix Snell is still available. So is Larry Dunlap. Interesting. So is Chase Floyd. I don't know if he'll ever get signed by anybody. Dupree is still out here as well. I'm not really concerned where anyone else I think I released will go. I don't really care too much about the others. Oh, Emmett Stout. He's the only other one I care about. He was solid for us as a shortstop. I just think it's time to move on. Yeah, really, I don't really care too much about anyone else, so perfect. It's 3 straight rounds of nothing. Screw Kirk to the Leatherwings. Burnt Dupree is going to the Leatherwings. They still had some holes to fill. Lando Benjamin to the Wings. They also get Stout. Wow, so they're both going cross-conference. And they get Amir Garrett. Okay, they had a lot of moves they wanted to make. So Chase Floyd and looks like Wade Sportsman are both going to make it through the entire offseason. Dope logos. I know, right? I didn't make any of these. These are all randomly created by the CPU. Just want to put that out there. These are standard custom teams that come up when you make them. Okay, so Sportsman is still an option. Do we want to go get him? 2.6 million. He'd have tier 3 traits. That would free up $4 million, but it would put competitive at tier 1, which means we would have tier 3 first pitch prayer and tier 2 K collector on Floral and Butters. Now Floral, that doesn't matter too much. She's already a really good pitcher, so I'm fine with it. Butters, I think, needs her K collector at tier 2, so that's the only thing holding me back from making this move. And Heather Mann, there's an easy solution to first pitch prayer. Just don't swing at the first pitch. Love the Monarchy logo. There's some gay gems in the B tier teams. I know, right? My money's on the Monarchy this season. Dive Bombers are so full of themselves. Oh, 100% agree. We haven't had a winning season in franchise history. We don't deserve anything. Yeah, I think just because Tucker is holding our chemistry at tier 2, unless there's like a chemistry free agent I like, I don't think I'm going to make this move. Like we have Prouse, Dane Walters, I don't love. Jackson Tate, no. Dyer, Josiah Patton, no thank you. Lax Hokie, Hemi Reyes. Bentley Nixon is a bench option. No, can't field. Gunnar Malone would be an upgrade in the 4th pitching slot. We'd still have to pay money, though, unfortunately. So, and that 4th pitching slot is disciplined, so pass. Randy Lee, same thing. Menace East, no. Flavio Houston, no thank you. Augustus Berry, Meltdown, I hate it already. Quick Instigate, he's not great. That's Spirited, actually. So, yeah, there's no competitive players I like, so we will not go get Wade Sportsman. We'll keep him in the free agent pool with Chase Floyd. But that is going to do it for the offseason, guys, as we'll sim up to our first game here, and we'll give you a look at what the team looks like. All right, so we are taking on the Furry Flyers to start the season. We'll get to see our old team. Justin Marshall will be on the mound. He picked up easy jumps. Oh, man, Justin. What happened, my guy? Still, it's at tier 1, so they're still keeping their crafty build, it looks like. Floral versus Marshall. That's going to be a great pitching matchup to start the year. So we'll get to play the Flyers this year. We'll play the Bards, the Bionics, and the Thumpers. So we'll get to see 2 division rivals right off the rip. And we'll see the Bionics, who won the championship last season, so that's good. And we're facing a former pitcher in Brecken Kemp right there. Oh, yeah. So then we'll sim the Toucans game, the Bird Lizards, the Beasts, and the Leatherwings. Damn, we're going to miss the Leatherwings game. That's a shame. So that means later on in the season, we'll have to play the Toucans at some point and the Bird Lizards. So that would be this game at 19 and the season finale at 24. Anywhere else, we'll pick and choose. All right, so let's have a look. What does the team look like here going into year 3? So we do have a new starting catcher in Adelina Tucker. She's a bit of a downgrade from Swing Mustard, but Ace Exterminator is a nice trade at tier 2. And this still gives Gage Cano another year to fully develop behind her. He can take over as the starter either at the end of the season or in next season. Albert Murphy's still here at first base. We have a new bench first baseman behind him who's actually an outfield option. Dana Hodgins, who has utility and distractor, both at tier 2. Heather Mann still here at second base. Lupine McKay is still the backup first base option there. And now we have another infielder in Eden Klippenstein with those tier 3 discipline traits, as we successfully got discipline to tier 3. Stanley Vu still here at third base. He'll probably primarily be playing first base, though, as Murphy most likely will be playing third. Garius Huffman is the new starting shortstop over Emmett Stout as we get 5 years younger there. Garlic Simmons returns in left. Catalina Beal is the new rookie center field option, replacing Thomas Guzman. Lennox Dakota is the new bench outfield option. She'll replace Chase Floyd. Salvador Pruitt returns in right field. Cat Floral, Bryson Thicket, and Kelly Butters all return at the top of the rotation. Adelina Fontina is the number 4 pitcher, B- option. She was the best available young option we had. Justin Radical, Sawyer Radical's younger brother, is our new long reliever as we got rid of Burnt Dupree with that tier 3 volatile trait. That's an absolutely do not need that in the bullpen. Leon Lowry returns at tier 2 reverse splits and stimulated in the bullpen as our bullpen anchor. Narciso Reynolds, who developed from a B to a B+ last year, returns. Tyler Tang, the veteran thumper pitcher, is back on one of my teams when I said I would never use him again. This should be fun. And Lovick Sosa returns from last year's club as well. So we did a decent job. We really addressed the offensive problems with this team. We kept our starting rotation really good, and our defense is top tier. Is the bullpen good enough to support this rotation, and will that speed matter for us or not? Will we be a more consistent team next year? I don't know. But tune in next time to see how year 3 is going to open up as we take on one of our old teams, the Furry Flyers, on opening day. And the Bonkers RNG players from Custom Teams, specifically a player named Lara Wells, who nearly no-hit me on several occasions. Junk ball lefty who became a free agent 3 years in my franchise. Who signed her? This guy. Smart. If you can't beat her, bring her in. That's great. Now she can't be a menace to your team. But yeah, that's going to do it for this episode, guys, as we do get through the offseason here for the Dive Bombers. As we address the team, we changed the chemistry build from crafty tier 3 crafty to tier 3 discipline. We managed to keep everything in tier 2 chemistry-wise. Now we got to see if this new look team is good enough to get this team its first winning record in franchise history. Because remember, 8 years deep, this team has never finished better than 11-13 through 8 seasons. Is this finally the year we get that monkey off our backs? Tune in next time to find out. Made it this deep, guys. Thanks so much for sticking around. I appreciate the support as always. If you haven't already, hit the follow and or subscribe buttons down below here on Twitch to be notified next time I go live. And if you haven't already over on YouTube, leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel. Link to Twitch down in the description below if you guys want to come over, watch the games live before they're posted, and also follow me over on this platform as well if you so choose. Shout outs to Bald Baseball Dad, John Moore, and One Boy for all tuning in and chatting with me throughout the offseason. Appreciate it, guys. Everyone else, catch you on the next one. Until then, this is a nasty one. Signing off. Have a wonderful day, evening, or afternoon, wherever you guys may be.